With Creature Commandos, Superman, and now Peacemaker Season 2, the brand new DCU is in full swing, and with it, they're setting up a brand new Justice League team. But who will be on this new team? Today, I'm gonna take my best guess by looking at all the confirmed DCU characters, as well as some that haven't yet been confirmed, and ranking them all on this tier list that determines how likely it is that they'll be on the new team. I'll also predict which actors will play the characters that haven't yet been cast, and give a prediction as to the big event this first phase of the DCU is heading towards. So let's take a look at all these characters, starting with Superman. I think Big Blue is 100% guaranteed to be on the new Justice League team. He's the face of the franchise, David Corenswet seems very dedicated, and the first Superman did pretty well at the box office. He is going in the 100% tier. I don't see a world where Superman doesn't join the league. Hal Jordan. So far we only have this one official image, but he is in the DCU and he's played by Kyle Chandler. And this may be a hot take, but I don't think Hal Jordan would be the main Green Lantern in the DCU. I could see him dying in the Lantern show. So for that, I'll give him a 50% chance, because if he lives, he's probably in, and if he's not, probably not. Next is John Stewart Green Lantern. Like Hal Jordan, we only have this one picture, but we know he's in the franchise. And I think that John will be our main Green Lantern. They picked a talented young actor in Aaron Pierre. People love John Stewart. It just makes sense. I'm gonna put him in 100%. Guy Gardner is the leader of the Justice Gang, and sadly I think he'll only ever be on the Justice Gang, and will never see the light of the Justice League. I think Guy will just be the funny character who shows up every now and then, but I could be wrong and maybe he will make the team. 25% chance. Hawk Girl. I think she's very likely to be a new member of the Justice League. She'll probably end up leaving Maxwell Lord's Justice Gang and join Superman. She's a fan favorite from the film, and Isabella Merced absolutely killed it, so I'm gonna put her in 100%. Mr. Terrific. I bet a good amount of you expect me to put him in 100%, but I have a theory that he will not be a member of the Justice League. The character has become incredibly popular since the release of Superman, which makes sense, he rocks. So I could see him forming his own team and getting his own series or his own series of films. I think he's forming the Terrifics. I think that's what's happening, but I still could be wrong, so I'll put him in 50% tier. Metamorpho. One of the standout characters from Superman. I could see him becoming a member of this new league for sure. However, I think Rex will separate from the Justice Gang and join Mr. Terrific and the Terrifics. I love Anthony Carrigan as this character. I hope he sticks around for a long time, and he's going in 50%. Lobo from the future Supergirl movie. I included him because he's kind of an anti-hero sorta character sometimes, but there's no way he's joining the Justice League. At least Jason Momoa will probably do a pretty good job. 0% tier. Now we're moving on to the Peacemaker characters with Vigilante. Yeah, there's no way in hell he'll be a member. I love Vigilante. I think he's hilarious, but he's also an undisputed psychopath who's a known killer. He's going in 0% tier. Judo Master was a villain in season 1 of Peacemaker, but the trailers for season 2 make it seem like he's gonna join the 11th Street Kids and become a hero. And while I am excited for that potential character development, I don't believe we'll see him on the Justice League, so he'll go in 0% tier. Harcourt. While she's far more heroic than the costumed characters from the Peacemaker show, she's just an agent character, so I don't believe we'll see her join the Justice League in any way, although she is played by James Gunn's wife, so who knows? There could be a chance he shows her in there. 25%. Let me ask you something. Do you want to taste it? Possibly my favorite DCU character, Peacemaker, is next. And if it were up to me, this would be an easy 100%. I love what James Gunn has done with the character. I love John Cena's portrayal. I think he's simply one of the best DC characters of all time at this point. But do they have the balls to make him a Justice League member? Frankly, I don't know. I could see it going either way. So Peacemaker is going in 50%. Peacemaker feels like a loser. He's the joke of the superhero community who everyone laughs at, so he wants to make a change and join the Justice League. And while you can't join the Justice League, I'm sure you've thought about changing your own life as well. Whether you're looking for some financial freedom, looking to travel more, or simply want more flexibility to enjoy your hobbies, maybe it's time to consider a career switch. If that resonates with you, today's sponsor Triple 10 can help you take the first step. Triple 10 is an online education platform that allows you to jump right right into the tech industry. They're beginner friendly and designed to help people change careers and finally feel in control of their work and life. Triple 10 is here to make this transition as smooth and supportive as possible, with flexible payment options and a schedule designed for people working full-time or caring for a family. And best of all, Triple 10 has a get a job or get a 100% money back guarantee. If you don't find a job within the first 10 months, 82% of graduates get hired within 6 months, and the median salary of each graduate is $70,000. Like Peacemaker, we all at times want to see change in our lives, but unlike him, because he's such a loser, you can actually make that change. Learn a new job starting at $200 a month, and click the link in the description or scan the QR code for a free career consultation. Thank you again to Triple 10 for sponsoring this video. Now let's get back to those predictions. Rick Flag Sr. Similar to Harcourt, I think Flag is an agent character who will only exist as an agent character, so he'll be involved with Peacemaker, Creature Commandos, and any future installment of the Suicide Squad, but other than that, I don't think he'll be involved in anything greater like the Justice League. 0%. Next is all the Creature Commandos characters. They're all very different from one another, so I'll break it down. Dr. Phosphorus, Nosferatu, Frankenstein, and King Shark are all villains through and through, and while I think they're all well-written characters, they're just not Justice League types. 0% for all of these. Nina Mazursky is a beloved character of mine, but she's dead. Bride of Frankenstein, Weasel, and G.I. Robot are the most heroic members of Creature Commandos, but still, they're Creature Commandos, so I don't think we're gonna see them on the Justice League. They're all going in 0% as well. Clayface is interesting because he might have died in Creature Commandos, but he's also getting his own solo movie next year that, I have to be honest, sounds very interesting. I'm very excited for that. So either that's his origin story and his canonical death is here in Creature Commandos, or he's not actually dead here and we will see him again in his solo movie and onward. But still, I don't think we're gonna see him on the Justice League. So whether he's dead or not, he's still going in 0%. Next is the Jaime Reyes Blue Beetle. Last we heard, James Gunn intends to bring back Solo Mare Dueña back from his solo movie, which is the right decision because that Blue Beetle movie friggin' slaps. But if he is brought back, I think he'll be a Teen Titan, so 0%. Next we have Ted Kord Blue Beetle, who was confirmed to be alive at the end of the Blue Beetle movie. I think he'll for sure be a character in the DCU and he'll get paired up with another character we'll talk about shortly. And while he very well could be a Justice League member, I don't think he's very high on this list. So he's going in 25% tier. And I think Jason Sudeikis would be phenomenal as this character. Sergeant Rock is a character who's confirmed to appear in the DCU. Even though the director dropped out of the project, this is a guy who I believe only appears in World War II, so I doubt we'll see him in modern day, meaning he won't be on the Justice League. 0% tier. Now it's time for the big man himself, Batman.
Something's in my ass.
And I put Robert Pattinson Batman here because, man, I just want it to happen. I want him to be in the DCU so bad. He would work so well with David Corenswet. And I just want the best Batman actor to be in what is probably the best live-action DC world. But even if it isn't Pattinson, I still think Batman is a lock for the Justice League because Batman. So he's going in 100%. And I'm not gonna do a fan cast because I'm still hopeful for Pattinson. Wonder Woman is next. She's another guaranteed character. I mean, they're fast-tracking her new movie for a reason. I imagine she'll be a pillar for the DCU just like Superman is, which is good because I think we all want a fresh take on this character. 100% tier. And I really like to see Adria Arjona as Wonder Woman. I think she'd be incredible. Next up is The Flash.
My name is Barry Allen, and I am the fastest man alive.
It seems like The Flash is going to be on a bit of a hiatus. After the failure of the Flash movie and the association with Ezra Miller, I can see James Gunn holding off on another Flash project, but he is a mainstay Justice League member, so I'm going to put him at 75%. As far as who could play The Flash, I imagine it would be Wally West, so I'm going to go with Cameron Monaghan. I think he'd be solid. Booster Gold is confirmed to be getting his own TV series, which means I don't believe he'll be on the Justice League. In fact, I can see him teaming up with the Ted Kord Blue Beetle and maybe they get their own show together. So he's going in the 25% tier. People saying Shane Todd from Smosh should play Booster Gold is honestly super funny, so I kind of want to see it happen.
And also, I'm a naughty little bunny boy.
Next up is the Teen Titans. I believe Damian Wayne was already confirmed to be the DCU's Robin, and I think the other members will be Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, Cyborg, and of course Blue Beetle, who we already talked about. Yeah, I think it's mostly going to be the most iconic members of the team, and none of these will be on the Justice League because they will be on the Teen Titans, so 0% tier. And in terms of casting, I'm just gonna throw up the bros started watching movies 2 months ago meme. None of these castings are a good idea, but I just think it's funny. The Metal Men were confirmed to exist in the DCU in Creature Commandos, and while I for sure want to see them, maybe in their own show, they're their own separate team and I believe they'll stay that way. 0% tier. Swamp Thing is confirmed to be getting his own movie from James Mangold. I'm pretty excited to see his vision of the character, but I don't know how much Swamp Thing is going to interact with the other DC characters going forward. I could maybe see him being a Justice League member, but I'm not holding my breath. He's going in 25%. Next up is Wildcat, a character who's already confirmed to exist in the DCU. He's one of the characters who trained Batman, which is pretty dope. And while he has been a Justice League member in stuff like Justice League Unlimited, I don't think he'll be on this new team, so he's going in 25%. And I think Carl Urban would be a solid Ted Grant. Dr. Fate, a character who has yet to be introduced. I can see him being included if the future Justice League movie had magical elements, but I don't think so. Although Zatara was confirmed to exist in this world, so it's possible he took up the mantle of Dr. Fate like he did in Young Justice. But still, he's going in 25%, and I don't know who could play him, given that Dr. Fate could have different hosts. Everyone's favorite Arrow dude, Green Arrow. This man is in desperate need of a new adaptation, because the Arrow show was just not it. He was just Batman, but kinda cringe.
Guillermo Barrera, you have failed this
Jet to holiday.
And James Gunn did mention Green Arrow at least one time, so I'll throw him in 75%. Green Arrow's casting is pretty tricky, but I think Boyd Holbrook could be pretty solid. You can't have Green Arrow without Black Canary. I think she's as likely as Green Arrow. I imagine the two characters would be introduced at the exact same time, so she's also going in 75%. And they're gonna need to find an actress who can really scream to play this role, so I think Samara Weaving is the answer. Hawkman. I always liked Carter Hall as a character, but I think it makes more sense to have Hawkgirl in the Justice League instead of him. Also, it doesn't seem like he'll be introduced anytime soon, so I'll throw him in 25%. And honestly, just bring back Aldous Hodge from Black Adam. He was pretty good. Next is Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. Yeah, I don't think he'll be introduced for a long time. That last Shazam movie left a bad taste in everyone's mouth, as did Zachary Levi's more than goofy performance.
We're superheroes.
I'm gay.
He's gay.
Yeah, Shazam is gonna be a 0%, and I'm not even gonna fan cast him. Hawk and Dove. I never really cared for these characters. I mean, they were fine in the Titan show, you know, before they blew up Hawk. What the fuck? I don't foresee these two being introduced anytime soon. I think they're on the back burner, 0%. I freaking hate Captain Atom. I swear every adaptation of this guy paints him as a dick through and through. So because of that, I think he's never gonna be introduced. 0%. Vixen is up next. I hope she gets introduced sooner rather than later. She has a really cool power set and backstory, and I think she can easily carry a movie or show on her own. I think if she's introduced early enough, she'll be a League member, and if not, she won't. So I'll put her in 50%. Plastic Man. I think just about everyone is a Plastic Man fan, especially if you've seen a ton of Batman the Brave and the Bold as a kid. He's a great criminal turned hero character who adds a ton of comedy, and I can absolutely see him being introduced in his own series, or maybe even his own film, and he gets put on the Justice League. However, I don't believe he's anywhere close to being introduced, so I'm gonna put him in 25%. And in terms of who could play him, I think Ben Schwartz is the clear choice. Martian Manhunter. Chacos already exist in the DCU, so we're halfway there. I think Martian Manhunter is coming sooner rather than later and will be an important character in the future. And he's probably not going to be Martha Kent this time. So I'm going to put him in 75% tier. And there are several great choices for John. Sterling K. Brown might be my favorite though. The Atom. Personally, I've always found the Atom to be kinda boring, and I can't imagine he'll be the lead of his own franchise ever, but he could be introduced in some fashion in someone else's movie or show, and he could wind up on the Justice League. But still, I just don't see it because he's lame.
Know your place, trash.
25% tier. Zatanna. As mentioned earlier, Zatara exists in the DCU, so we can also gather that his daughter Zatanna also exists. I think she would be a great character to include in the Justice League, but they might only reserve her for magic-based stories. But still, she's a popular character, and someone we've all wanted to see in live action. So I'll give her a 25%, and I think Ella Purnell will be absolutely fantastic as Zatanna. Aquaman. I think Aquaman is in a similar boat to The Flash. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was the last film in the DCEU, and so I think James Gunn wants to wait a little bit before introducing the new version of Arthur. I still think we'll get a new Aquaman movie in a similar time frame to The Flash, and so I'll place him in the 75% tier. I imagine this Aquaman might be a little bit older and more established as the King of Atlantis, so my pick is Alexander Skarsgård. Supergirl and Krypto. This might be a hot take, but I don't think either will be on the Justice League. But it seems like she's getting her own series of films, and it also seems like she has some stuff to work out. When she appeared in Superman, she was freaking wasted. So they'll both go in 50%. Now looking at the completed tier list, who do I believe will be the Justice League in James Gunn's DCU? The characters I put in 100% are for sure going to be included, so Superman, Jon Stewart, Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Wonder Woman, and Batman will be included on the team. And looking at the second tier, there are a ton of great options here, but I think only 2 will be included: The Flash and Martian Manhunter. That's right, I believe the DCU Justice League lineup will be Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, The Flash, Martian Manhunter, and Hawkgirl. The exact same Justice League lineup as the animated cartoon. As far as what I believe will be the first storyline for this Justice League film, I don't think it's Darkseid. I don't think it's the Legion of Doom. I think it's going to be a version of Crisis on Two Earths, where the Justice League has to fight their evil counterparts. I say this mostly because Peacemaker Season 2 is addressing the multiverse, and I think Ultraman from the Superman film will somehow travel to Earth 3 through that black hole he got sucked in and then become the comic book version of Ultraman. That's my prediction. This is who I believe will be the new Justice League, and the Crime Syndicate is who I believe will be the main villains. But what do you think? Who do you think will be the Justice League in the new DCU? Let me know down in the comments. And if you want to check out a different video, you can click here to watch my ranking of every Superman film.